I am very pleased and honored to introduce to you a person whose life should be admired. He was overseas for a while and then came back to the country. His name is Oliver Tarante. He is actually the owner of Oliver Eco Village. And basically, we'd like to say that he has developed a learning site in Butuan. And he'll talk today with a team from the table to the garden to the consumer. He has a learning side, and basically, um, he will talk about making your own organic feed. So, without much ado, I will introduce Oliver, but I've asked him to give 5 to 7 minutes about his background. So, we have a personal relationship with him because he'll give you his phone number. And as we know, this forum is not just education, but hopefully transformation because the speakers give their technology and hopefully the audience uses it or expands it or gives connections. And we in the foundation form the links to government, banks, etc. So, Oliver, make your own organic feed. How interesting. But more importantly, tell us a bit about your life for 5 minutes, then proceed with your presentation. Okay, Oliver, can you start
Yeah,
with your
okay.
phone number, Oliver, please?
My phone number is 0927 065 6757. 0927 065 6757.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay, please proceed with your talk, Oliver. Thank you very much.
Okay, good morning to everybody. I'm not very much familiar with ABCD, but uh, the invitation was exciting because any technology that we are developing here in our small project, I'm always very open and very willing to share to everybody who is willing to listen. So basically, my name is Oliver Terante. I was born and schooled here in Butuan City. And then I was very fortunate to be given a lot of opportunities to work overseas for the past 30 years, commencing in China for a couple of years, and then Indonesia. And then the last 15 years is in West Africa, 10 years in Nigeria, and 5 years in Ghana. And basically, I'm a son of a farmer, so wherever I'm posted from one country to another, I always have I always find time to grow herbs, no, essentially, because herbs are filler and healer. So it feels you, and then it heals you. So nabubusog ka, and then nagagamot din kung ano mang sakit meron ka. And then after pandemic, I said I had enough of working overseas. So I told my wife we have to go home for good. And then I had this small piece of land. It's just 1,255 square meters of land. And then it's idle. So what I did is I just continue my passion in terms of growing things organically, livestock, and edibles, especially herbs. And this project now is a learning site for agriculture. I don't know if you're familiar with ATI. ATI is an agency under Department of Agriculture, and they're looking for farms that can help them spread their mandate or their mission to capacitate farmers, and they call that LSA, Learning Site for Agriculture. So by the name itself, you're a site for agriculture that has to develop technologies for farmers to learn. And here in Olivier Eco Village, essentially the technology that we are known for is MUF, make your own organic feeds. Reason being is that I made a study here, and smallhold farmers, meaning those backyard raisers of pigs, for example, they don't really earn a lot. In fact, they are always on a losing proposition because the price of feeds is very expensive, especially nowadays with the crisis that's happening now in the world. The cost of feeds is skyrocketing. So if a farmer, especially smallhold farmer or a backyard raiser, doesn't know how to make their own feeds, technically they would not earn a lot. So I was able to develop this recipe for the past 4 years. It was not a walk in the park. It was a lot of trial and error. And then until we reached to a certain point that, oh, this is it, no? This is science-based recipe, nutritionally balanced, yummy, climate resilient, pro-environment, organic, you raise healthy pigs. The technology was so good that we were invited by the Department of Agriculture to present the paper last November in Bacolod during the 18th National Organic Agriculture Congress at SMX Convention Center in Bacolod. And we were very happy that from a small town here in Butuan City, I think our recipe, our technology is quite very good already as far as the Philippine setting is concerned. Apart from the make your own organic feeds, our garden, which is essentially an urban garden, is climate resilient. I think we're the only learning site for agriculture in the whole of Caraga region that is 100% powered by the sun. So we have a 20 panel setup, 16 kilowatts capacity, and we were able to use the solar power to provide energy for the whole facility. We have 8 farmhouses that are fully air conditioned because we train farmers here in Caraga under the auspices of ATI and Department of Agriculture. And usually the training would last for a couple of days. So the farmers would sleep over here in the garden in our fully air conditioned farmhouses that are powered by the sun. Apart from being solar powered, we also harvest rainwater because in Butuan City, even if it's summer, there's always rain. So we harvest rainwater because we can use that to feed our plants and our animals. We have a total capacity of 10 cubic meters. And if you know what 1 cubic meter is, that's around 1,000 liters of water. So the total garden has a capacity of 10,000 liters of rainwater that we can use anytime. So that is the amount of water that we don't have to pay for our water district. Basically, we practice circular economy. The solid waste from our pigs, we compose them, and after composting, they turn into fertilizer, which we feed to our plants. And in turn, our plants, some of the herbs that we are planting, we process them, we concoct them, we make them, uh, how do you call this, like fermented juices, and we use the juices when we make our feeds for our pigs. Currently, our project is Black Soldier Fly. I don't know if you know what is a BSF. Black soldier fly is the future now of feed making globally because it cleans the environment, it processes bio waste or biodegradable waste and convert that into high protein larvae. And the larvae you can use to feed your livestock like chickens, even rabbits and pigs. So that's basically our new project now. We've been supported quite substantially by government agencies here in Caraga, like the Department of Agriculture and Agricultural Training Institute. They've been aware of our technology and they were very happy to promote the technologies that we are developing here in Olivier Eco Village. Apart from that, we also teach farmers how to grow herbs because our focus in the garden are herbs. The reason why herbs, because not so many farmers are planting herbs. So, walang masyadong kompetensya dahil walang masyadong nagtatanim ng herbs. And herbs are healer and filler. So, and we process the herbs into tasty organic beverages like juices, tea, coffee, and so many other stuff. So we do value adding extensively because we don't have so much area in terms of land. So whatever we have here as herbs, we process them into so many different products like bazooka or banana suka, meaning it's a banana vinegar with a lot of herbs. We have salted herbs, meaning just ordinary salt with a lot of herbs that we dried here. So pretty that's much it. I don't know if you have questions. I'm willing to give an answer.
Well, thank you for that, sir. So far, none of our participants has a question. Maybe I can start to share your presentation.
Maybe Sir Ernie has some
Yes, yes,
questions.
please do. Presentation. Thank you for that nice background. Yes.
Okay. V, would you like? Yeah. Okay, good. So I guess none of you here are into livestock. Just to set up expectation, just to clarify my to level of my expectation. V, can you? There's
So
none
some
here,
are in
right?
sorry, some are in livestock. There's 1,100 people around, right? So some are in livestock,
Ah,
but actually, even though we're not in livestock, we have many friends, right, who are in livestock. So I think we'd be interested in that, no. But I see the majority is not actively in livestock, but
okay.
some are
So
in livestock actively. Majority is not,
okay,
but we have friends in livestock, right? We're into
okay,
technology distribution. Thank you.
okay. So you can just butt in if I bore you, but let me just walk through with the presentation. Essentially, this is the presentation we shared to the last National Organic Agriculture Congress in
Oh,
Bacolod last
may I
November
interrupt? No,
2025.
saying yes, Oliver. May I just interrupt and say this? This is especially important because I'm in discussions on the Middle East crisis, and they say,
Yes.
there's a problem, of course, with the oil and gasoline and cars. But the dangerous thing is really fertilizer because the prediction is
Mhm.
that our production will go down from 20%, worst case 5%. Terrible. And
Yeah.
in addition to that, I'd like to say that yours is especially interesting because we manufacture actually manufacture, right, even the fertilizer less than 15%, and then most is chemical, and it not only doesn't produce so good, but in addition it destroys our soil is in terrible shape. And actually we know that if it's purely organic fertilizer, it's kind of hard. You sometimes have to mix it, but definitely. And when they asked me about this, I was saying that, like Korea, they have Samundong. We need a big drive for organic. So your thing, I think, will bring it to the top people of agriculture now, because of course we know vermiculture and all that stuff, but yours may be especially fascinating. So your topic is important not only because of our country's situation, but the Middle East crisis has woken us up, right? That this fertilizer is terribly, terribly important. And I think your organic thing is extremely important. Please go ahead.
Thank you. So that's a very good motivation. I thought I will bore you, but anyway, let's start this. So as I said, this is the paper I presented last National Organic Agriculture Congress in Bacolod last November. So let's start with this. This is MUF, make your own organic feeds. And basically, if you learn the technology, the farmer can easily double the income, even triple, no? And this is the study, and this is from coming from experience that we've been doing for the past 3 to 4 years. So next slide, please. Hello, V. Next slide. So I'll just give you a little background. This is how my garden looks like. It's a food forest. It's permaculture. It's an urban garden. It's an urban garden because roughly this is within the city. And essentially, we advocate sustainable farming. And sustainable farming, we use sun to power energy. We use water. We harvest water. And we do circular economy. So that's basically Olivier in a nutshell. Next slide. So we are solar powered, and you can see the difference. The one without anything is an idle land, which I don't own, and the one with the structure is mine. So you can see the difference. That's the before and the after. So this is an idle land that nobody grows because water stays here 365 days a year. So the investment I had here is really to fill the land. This is very small, just 1,255 square meters, and probably this is the first and the only learning site for agriculture in Caraga that uses 100% renewable energy. Next. Part of that is we harvest rainwater, and as I said earlier, we have a capacity of 10 cubic meters for the entire facility. We integrate plants and animals because this is the yin and the yang in agriculture. If you have plants, you should have animals. If you have animals, you should have plants, and they go hand in hand because there is a symbiosis between plants and animals. You can use plants to feed the animals, and the waste of the animals you can use to feed the plants. That's basically the relationship there. And we teach farmers in Caraga every now and then. We have almost a weekly training on different provinces within the region. And this is under the auspices of ATI, or Agricultural Training Institute, under the Department of Agriculture. So we teach them how to move or how to make their own organic feeds. We focus on herbs and leafy greens, and the reason why we focus on herbs because they are of high value. Not so many farmers are planting herbs, and I don't know why. Maybe because of the level of education and how valuable the herbs are. So this is where my niche is, and for us, this is more economically valuable to us than the other different vegetables. And we process herbs into so many other products. This is an example of things we process using our herbs. We have moringa juice, corn coffee with herbs, camellias with herbs. We process also beetroot juices, all with the leafy greens and the herbs that we grow from our garden. We also teach farmers how to preserve their food because, farmers, sometimes there is abundance. And, you always see this in North Luzon, where there abundance of tomato or whatever produce from the market, from their farm, and they don't know what to do. The price drop, it rotten, they just throw it away on the roads. But here we teach them how to preserve the lifespan of their produce. We teach them to preserve their food via fermentation, canning, and so many other techniques. We also teach farmers how to create food that heals. No, this is one of the technology that we are offering here. Drinks and foods that heals you and feels you. Okay, we can deep dive on the technology, which is MUFE, the Make Your Own Organic Feeds. Essentially, according to a study from UP Los Baños, when you raise pigs for fattener, your earning is around 2.2 pesos, 2,200 pesos per head. But actually, in my experience, this may not be true. Maybe the farmer is at a loss because this interview is not experimental. This study is not experimental. It's an interview method. And I don't think farmers has really very good record keeping. The reason why this is lost, it goes on the next slide. Because farmers only consider two costs when they try to raise pigs. They only consider cost of piglet and the cost of feeds. But there are so many other attendant costs. To the next slide. There are so many other costs that usually farmers don't consider, like labor, for example. No, so yung mga farmers dito sa Pilipinas, talaga hindi sila nagka-calculate how much time they spend. And how to raise one pig takes minimum of 6 months, and how many hours you spend in your farm to take care of the pigs. And farmers, hindi nila kina-calculate yan. Apart from that, hindi sila nagka-calculate ng tubig, technician, biologics, electricity. So ito yung mga attendant costs na dapat kasali sa pag-calculate ng cost. Dahil sabi ko nga, dalawa lang tinitingnan nila, which is the cost of the piglet and the cost of the feeds. And if you focus on the cost of the feeds, which is the next slide, feed cost is up to 80% of total cost that you will incur when you raise a pig. But there's nothing you can do with this because this is beyond your control, no? Because whatever the manufacturer is selling, then you just have to buy. But if you are creative enough, you can make your own feed. That is, quality is at par or better than this, but the cost is very cheap, just half the cost, which goes to the next slide. So because they don't calculate all the costs, technically farmers is always at a loss. For them to profit, which is the next slide, they should make their own organic feeds. And we can go down to the next slide. This is a journey of 3 years in terms of experimentation in taste, nutrition, cost, and sustainability. And the features of this formula, next. It's yummy. So when you make feeds, the first thing you should do is that it's yummy. No matter how it's nutritionally balanced, no matter how scientific what the recipe is, if it's not masarap, the pig would reject that. Then all your effort is nothing. That's number one. Number two, nutritionally balanced. When you say nutritionally balanced, you have to consider the different 6 different nutritional requirements that the pigs need, like the carbohydrates, protein, lipids, vitamins, minerals, and water. So the recipe that we are formulating, plant-based and nutritionally balanced. So it really answers what is the nutritional need of the pigs vis-a-vis the growth stage. I don't know if somebody here are familiar with the growth stages of the baboy. You have the starter, the grower, and the finisher. Next. Uh, there's only one indicator when you say that your food is highly digestible. The poo tells the feeds, no? So yun lang po. Pag maganda yung texture ng poo ng baboy, ibig sabihin yung pagkain na binigay mo sa kanila is highly digestible. Ang meal feeds natin is highly digestible. Next. And apart from that, it's 70% cheaper. Why I say this? Because in the market, the average price of a commercial feed is 40 pesos. If you know this technique, you will only get yours at 12 pesos. That's roughly 70% more affordable than commercial feeds. Next. Sustainable because we forage from what is around us. Like, I don't know if you know what rami is. Rami is a wild plant that grows here in Caraga. It's very high on CP or crude protein. And then kadamba is another, it's not wild though, you plant that, but it's very high in crude protein. It's just like Madre de Agua, for those familiar with Madre de Agua. And then banana, we are very close to a banana plantation here in Butuan. And then the rejects, they're selling that to you at just 1 peso a kilo. And these are all very yummy and highly nutritious uh, materials or ingredients that you can use in your feed making. Number 6, pag gumagamit ka ng MUF o yung make your own organic feeds, you will be amazed. Literally, yung baboyan mo, walang fly at walang stinky smell. You know the reason why piggeries have a lot of flies and stinky smell? Because commercial feeds make use of fish meal, no? That it's fish that they dry, dehydrate, and they put that in the recipe. And it's very delicious actually. But the drawback for that or the downside is malangaw talaga. Tsaka mabaho yung piggery natin because of the fish meal. No matter how you process fish, fish is fish. So, and it attracts a lot of flies. And that's why yung baboyan mabaho because of the fish meal. This may be very, it's hard to believe, no? This could be unbelievable. But so far, for the past 4 years, disease resistant yung mga baboy natin against ASF and hog cholera because of the food that we give to them. The reason why they are disease resistant because our formula is plant-based and number 2, fermented. So yung fermentation process, yun yung nagbibigay ng dagdag na immunity sa mga baboy natin against ASF and hog cholera. This DA may not believe this, but the DA here in Caraga believe this. So DA as a national maybe not believe this. So if they want to address problem on ASF, there's only one way to go for that. They have to be plant-based and they have to ferment the foods. And at the end of the day, yung meal feeds natin is either at par or better than commercial feeds. And I'm saying this from our experience here for the past 4 years. At ito yon. So, ano to, actual numbers natin. Kikita yung farmer up to 6,000 pesos per head, no? So sigurado ang kita nito dahil kinukonsider natin yung cost elements at ang daming savings ni farmer in terms of pagkain na binibigay mo sa mga baboy. So ano to, sustainable, sigurado, sureball, kikita talaga si farmer up to 6,000 pesos per head kung sa kanya sarili yung piglet o kung binili niya sa ibang farm, mga 3,000 naman ang kikitain niya. Next, ito, shielded from ASF and hog cholera. At sinabi ko na to earlier. Number 3, within standard, I don't know if you're familiar with FCR or feed conversion ratio. Within standard, yung FCR natin or feed conversion ratio, ang according to PNS, so Philippine Hog Industry Roadmap, nasa 3.3 to 3.3 ang standard ng FCR. Sa atin is 3.35, so barely touching the standard. At ito yun, you can sell your meat at much higher price than commercial feed. So, commercial meat. So, basically, I'm selling here 25% higher than commercial meat, and people are buying because not so many, I think nobody here in Caraga are selling organically raised pigs. At yung marketable weight natin after 6 months is from 80 to 85 kilograms, which is regularly within the Philippine standard. Ito yung recipe natin. I don't have to go through with the details of this, but if you come here for training, then you will understand all these numbers. Next. Ito yung mga drivers natin. We use green forage, which I already said. Kasi ang mga green forage, merong antimicrobial and antiviral properties. And next. Ito yon, anaerobic yung fermentation natin. So, dalawa yung rason bakit maganda yung recipe natin dahil plant-based and then, yung mga tanim-tanim, meron naman talagang mga power yan to heal. And number two, dahil piniferment natin yung mga feeds natin. 30 days yung fermentation natin at anaerobic. Ano yung value ng fermentation? Na ma-magnify yung mga macro and micronutrients ng mga materials na ginagamit mo. Ibig sabihin, naging bioavailable. Mas available sila doon sa mga baboy natin, for example. So ano yung mga next steps namin? Ito yon, which we were doing now already, is we will share MUF even outside Caraga. We've been invited from different regions already to share the technology, and I'm very happy with this kasi marami nang magbe-benefit ng mga farmers at marami ng mga farmers na magkakaroon ng magandang kita pag nag-aalaga sila ng mga baboy, even mga manok. And then, pinoprocess natin yung meat natin, ginagawa natin Gara pork. I don't know if you're familiar with the concept of canning. So essentially, we can this and we put in a jar and we call this Gara pork or organic pork sa garapon. So we've been selling this and a lot of people here in Butuan are buying this because it's really very tasty. And then our next step here is to seek if they approval so that we can sell beyond the B2C line. Or business to consumer, we can now sell business to business. And the number three, ito yon, hindi ata kinagat pa ng DA. Sabi ko sa kanila, if they will support me, we can scale the MUF at a commercial level and we can test it from birth with government support. I don't know if you're familiar with the Inspire program of the government, but I think it was not very successful. But I will not ask them to give me piglets. I will not ask them to give me feeds because I make feeds. I can grow from my own herd and piglets. I just need their support in terms of housing. In exchange of that, I will commit to the government that I will give one free piglet per farrow per sow for farmers who are willing to learn the MUF for the next 5 years. This is a very good deal that I offered to the government when I presented to NOAC last November, because this program, normally the government gives you piglets, give you feeds, give you housing, but after one cycle, the farmer cannot turn again another cycle because the government is not giving them feeds anymore. But in this case, I just need the government to support me in terms of housing, and we can test the technique commercially at sow level. And in exchange of that, I will give every farmer one free piglet per farrow per sow to all farmers who are willing to move, and that will be valid for the next 5 years. And essentially, that's it. That's the MUF technology. Yeah, this is it. This is my commitment to government if they would like to collaborate with me, to test the technology at a commercial level. This could be very good because I don't think there is a commercial level of organic farming, organic hog racing in the Philippines. And someone can correct me, but as far as I know, there's none.
Wow, that's terrific. So before we open the forum, I'd like to ask my own questions because yours is too valuable. um, Vicky, we have the formal session from 8 to 9, and 9 to 10 is the informal session, but that's informal. Up to what time can you stay, Vicky? Because Vicky will take over at 8:45 a.m. Vicky, up to what time can you stay?
I can stay up to 10
Great. Okay,
until it ends.
great. So, Vivian, you're helping us. Okay, let me fire my question. And it will be backed by a proposition. You know, the foundation is now an accredited member of the legislated public-private council, no? Of it's called the Philippine Agriculture Fisheries Council, and we're the chairman of a critical committee there, no? Because of that, we have access to the secretary and the undersecretaries, and I think yours is terrific. I think you're doing it bit by bit, but our country's in crisis, and we need to do this as fast as possible. So my question really is this, no? Um, what do you think if you're connected to the Secretary of Agriculture? What deal can you give him? Because actually they have 200 billion pesos, and some of it is wasted. Correct? I'll say a bit of it is wasted, and I think more problematic than corruption is competence. We need the best technology. You got it right. And the reason I like is you don't talk, right. You have you walk the talk. You've done it. You've been successful. You're already doing it in micro ways, no? But I
Yeah.
want to do macro because our country is in crisis now. What can you offer the secretary and for everybody listening? No, so you see what we have here because you can get this idea and what you think can be done, and you can give it to your own local government. You can give it to your relatives, etc., etc. So, what can you give that we can do immediately? What would be your package? Can you answer maybe not in 10 minutes, but in 1 minute or so?
Yeah,
What package will
sure.
you
I
give
don't know
it?
if you're familiar. You know, the government has a program called Inspire. Essentially, the purpose of that is to propagate more pigs in the country because we are deficient because of the ASF. And I think it was not very successful program because it's a really very generous program. They give farmers piglets, feeds, and housing. But the problem here is that's it. The package itself is a problem in itself because after the first cycle, the farmer sells all the piglets and the government stops giving feeds, and then they cannot do the next cycle. So what I can give to the government is that don't give me piglets. We can raise this from my own flock. Do not give me feeds because I make my own feeds. Just give me housing because that's a very expensive setup. And then from that housing, we will show to you that we can grow, we can propagate, we can multiply a lot of pigs the organic way, the climate resilient way, a way that is shielded from the crisis in the Middle East because the materials you use is just around you. And apart from that, if this project is granted, I would like to give back to the government by giving free piglet to every farmer who would like to learn the technology. The Inspire program is not that. It's a grant. Just I'll give you around 3 to 5 million, I think, per cooperative. 3 million to 5 million worth of grant, which is piglets, feeds, and housing. And after that, after the first cycle, it's good. But second cycle, no more. Why? Because the government stops giving feeds. Me, I can do second cycle, third cycle, fourth, up to the 100 cycles. The reason being is because I make my own feeds that are not dependent on soya meal, which is imported, not dependent on fish meal, which is imported, not independent with corn meal, which is also imported, because we teach the farmers to just gather the materials that just around you, just within the Philippine environment. So this very sustainable, really helps the farmers. And I think, in my belief, in my micro practice for the past 4 years, because this is not theory, this is practice, I think we can really help multiply our supply deficiency in terms of hog requirements, no, pork requirement in the country. Ernie?
Oh, I think Sir Ernie has technical difficulties on his answer, but that's what a great answer, sir, no, for the question. How about Miss Vicky? Ma'am, do you want to
I
say
also have a
anything?
question. I don't wait. Let me unmute. Yes, and okay. I also have a question. Uh, from what I hear, you're talking of setting up big production right away. Can this be designed so that you can give the technology uh, and we can work with startup piggery? Yung nag-uumpisa pa
Yes,
lang.
oo. Actually, madali lang sa smaller version, no? Smaller setup. Kasi yung pilot natin, small setup eh. Yung atin na setup. So currently, we have 10 to 20 heads. We have around 9 to 10 sows and we have around 10 fatteners. So kung small setup, no problem. Madaling-madali yan. And then if we can have so many of small setups, meaning if so many would adopt this small setup that we're using the MUF or the make your own organic feeds technology, mas madaling mag-proliferate, no? Ang propagation, mas madali, mas massive kasi madali lang ang setup. Pero ang sinasabi ko sa DA, na present ko sa undersecretary na nandun sa National Organic Agriculture Congress last November sa Bacolod is, why not give this a try? You spend billions of money on your Inspire program. I knew it was a flop. I knew it was a flop because I knew a lot of cooperatives that they gave the 3 to 5 million peso grant. And after the first cycle, when you say one cycle, Ma'am V, is around roughly 10 months to 1 year, no? So, yung one cycle, okay yung farmer dahil binibigay kasi ng government lahat, no? Yung piglet, yung pagkain, yung bahay, no? Pati bahay, yung structure
Pig
housing
pen,
nung
you mean? Pig pens,
ha?
yung housing.
Pig,
Yung
pig
housing,
pen,
yung pig pens, no?
housing, yung structure nila kung saan nakatira yung
Mm.
mga baboy. Binigay yan ng
Baboy.
government. Pero pagkatapos ng one cycle, hindi na kasi nagbibigay ang government ng pagkain. Eh si farmer, binenta na niya lahat yung kanyang harvest at hindi nagtira ng pera para sa second cycle, which is ang pagkain. Kasi, you know what? Ang pagkain is 80% of total cost. Kaya yun yung punto ko. You have to do something on the cost that matters a lot. And what is that? The feed cost. At
Of
dito
course.
papasok yung technology. Dahil instead you spend 80%, you slash that by half, klaro yung kita. Klaro yung kita ni farmer. Kaya imagine, let's say 10,000 yung gastos mo, 8,000 dyan ipagkain, pero instead na 8,000 yung gagastusin mo, 4,000 na lang. Ito yung savings mo, kita mo na. Kung i-test mo to na commercial level, ang laki ng tulong sa Philippine hog industry as a whole. Pero alam mo, maraming oppose dito dahil siyempre kalaban mo yung BMEG, yung San Miguel, yung Pilmico, no? Yung mga ganon dahil commercial yan eh. Imagine if you test commercially organic feeding and it will be successful and it will be replicated the whole country. Of course, the impact to the industry players of commercial feeds will be a lot. Pero it's a different story altogether. We can start this in smaller scale, but all over the country, maganda na yan. Pero ang gusto ko, larger scale, commercial scale dito sa Agusan del Norte para matest talaga na tama siya, no? Walang
Saka
mawawala
ano,
sa gobyerno.
yeah, at saka emphasize sustainability. Hindi pwedeng bebenta mo lahat. Eh, paano ka mag-uumpisa uli kung lahat you'll sell all your piglets. Hindi ba yung iba for reproduction again?
Magre-retain ka talaga. So, meron kang
Magre-retain.
a certain portion na you have to retain para magbabalik yung cycle, no? Ganon yon. So, meron kang sows at meron kang fatteners. Sows
Yeah,
yung
exactly.
mga nanay, yung breeder. Fattener yung bebenta mo naman. Kasi kung hindi mo naman lahat talaga mabenta, you have to keep the best. Kumbaga yung best na anak, yun ang i-keep mo para magpatuloy, no? Magpatuloy, sustainable, perpetual yung pagpatakbo.
At saka source of the feeds. Kasi kapareho ng sinasabi mo, maliit yung garden mo. So I'm sure hindi nanggagaling sa iyo lahat yung mga ginagamit mong ingredients for your feed. It has to be sourced somewhere else, hindi ba?
Correct,
Like
correct.
Vicky,
banana
just
and yeah.
Vicky, just a comment, no? I have to go
Okay.
now. I got disconnected. I got to go now. But I just want to let you know this, no? One of our big things is we need what you said, scale, no? Okay. So when I bring you to DA, we won't do it one by one. There's a big movement to have a scale, meaning the economies of scale. So I just want to add that. Okay, Vicky, thanks for taking over. I just have to proceed. But I apologize, I got cut off. The signal went off. So thank you very much. I have to go now. Thank you. Pero pare, yung gustong-gusto, gusto yung ginagawa mo. Pero don't worry, we won't do it bit by bit. We'll do it in scale, okay? Sige, thank you.
Balikan ko yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Vicky. Tama yun, no? You don't have to grow naman kasi you have to scan the environment. Sa Pilipinas kasi pag nasa farm, ang dami sa labas ng farm, Ma'am V, na nandun lang, hindi mo lang, alam mo lang dapat ano yung protein, ano yung energy source, especially kung malapit ka ng banana plantation, no? Ang dami-daming makukuha doon na rejects na halos tinatapon na lang at yun ang pinoprocess mo. So renewable, sustainable, nandun lang kung nasaan yung farm. So kung nandun lang yung ingredients mo, kung nasaan yung farm mo, ibig sabihin giyera man ang giyera doon sa Middle East, walang problema, may sustainable na pagkain yung mga baboy at mga manok natin.
At saka kita din miski paano yung nagtatanim, ano? Kasi hindi naman pwedeng kukunin mo lang bibigay. So yung itatapon na lang nila pagkakakitaan nila miski kaunti. So napapakinabangan.
That's correct. That's correct.
May I ask the others in this Zoom chat to come in with your questions and
If I
comments?
may add a little bit, Ma'am V, it's okay. Can I
Okay.
add something? I
All
don't know
right.
if you're familiar with black soldier fly,
Yes.
BSF. So yun naman yung next step natin ngayon. Our setup is ready and the DA here in Caraga is they're waiting to give me the starter kit for the egg. So basically, black soldier fly is the next future thing for feed making dahil sustainable nandun palagi eh. Ang pinifeed mo lang sa black soldier fly, yung mga bio waste lang sa palengke. And then 1 gram, you know what? 1 gram of larvae can consume up to 10 kilograms of bio waste in 15 days. 1 gram lang. So imagine kung 1 kilo, that's 1,000 grams and times 10 kilograms. How many tons of biodegradable waste na instead na tinatapon mo sa landfill at naging detrimental to the environment, napoprocess, nakakain ng BSF at nagiging feeds. Yung 1 gram MV, after 2 weeks of eating 10 kilograms of bio-waste, nagiging up to 5 kilograms of mature larvae. Yung mature larvae na yon, pinapakain mo diretso dun sa manok. At nako, yung mga manok, they gets crazy when they will eat the larvae. Apart from that, meron yung waste na tinatawag nun frass. If you're familiar with vermicast, ang waste ng vermicomposting is cast, no? Yung parang ipot nila. Yung sa mga larvae naman, frass. Ito yung frass, mas maganda to kumpara sa cast na maging fertilizer para sa mga tanim natin. So, yun yung gusto nating incorporate basically ang plant-based saka larvae-based na recipe dun sa ating current technology. And we are almost ready. Iniintay na lang ni DA dito sa region para magbigay sila ng starter kit ng mga pig. So, yun ang concept ng sustainability pag yung technology na ito ay na scale ba, no? Hindi lang kami dito sa Butuan, hindi lang kami dito sa Caraga, but ay nako, kung lahat ng region sa buong Pilipinas nakaka-learn nito kahit maliit-liit lang ng mga smallhold backyard farmers, ang laki na ng impact nito. At you know what, Ma'am V, 70% of sources of hogs in the whole country is smallhold, backyard, hindi commercial. 20 to 30 lang yung
Yun ang gusto ko,
commercial.
yung backyard hog raising.
So 70% mga backyard yan. So kung yung 70% na yan, alam mag-move. Paano gawin yung technology? Nako, self-sustaining tayo in terms of mga pork meat requirement natin sa buong bansa. Walang crisis yan kasi nandun lang sa paligid mo yung gagawin mong pagkain para sa mga baboy mo.
May experience ako dyan sa black soldier fly, no? Merong nag-introduce kasi yan. Alam mo, pagka pumapasok kami sa community, maganda kung ang LGU naka-angkla din, di ba? Nakasuporta. And actually, humindi ang LGU because daw nagiging peste daw yung black soldier fly. I'm not very well.
Not really.
Mm-hmm. Kaya hindi ko marasonan, ano? So, ano ang info mo about this?
Actually,
Ano yan
sa
grabe
experience,
daw yan mag-multiply and afterwards daw yan nagiging peste.
not really kasi ganito yan. So during the mating stage, yung lalaki after mating namamatayan. So wala nang multiplication. And then yung babae after 48 hours or 2 days nangingitlog yan. After nangitlog, patay uli. So saan yung multiplication? Wala talaga. Walang
Sabi mo kaya nga maganda yung kanilang ano ba yung ginagamit na na fertilizer dahil dumadami sila. Hindi naman pwedeng namamatay
Oo, you
after.
should be happy na
So konti
mabilis yung
lang.
reproduction. Correct, correct. Kasi
Tama.
gusto natin ng volume eh. I've seen a lot of setup in Davao City. I've seen a lot of setup in Bacolod, in Bukidnon. And it was supported by the LGU. Kasi
I
nakikita
see.
nila na nakakatulong talaga sa paglinis ng mga biowaste. In fact, dito sa Butuan, the city government of Butuan is considering to use black soldier fly as a primary means to clean the market in terms of biodegradable waste. How many tons of bio waste are produced from our public markets every day? Saan natatapon yan, Ma'am B? Hindi mo na consider yung mga bakery. Yung mga bakery, mga stale bread, mga fruit peels, mga vegetable peels, saan nila tinatapon yan?
So
Nasa
indicate
landfill
lang.
kasi walang gumagamit, no? Walang gumagamit. So ito, pag naging large scale ang paggamit ng black soldier fly, ang daming benefit in terms of feed making.
Kulang lang sa kaalaman yung LGU na yun siguro. Hindi ko naman masagot kasi hindi ko rin alam. So, a
I
bit more
think I think the
information.
technology is there, but
Yeah.
what's holding is there's a pressure, of course, from the big manufacturers, no? Because the money is still on BMEG, Pilmico, those nandun pa rin yung pressure na yan. Pero they will be there. Hindi natin yan sila they should always be there. What I'm saying is that tayo na smallhold farmers, we should not be totally dependent sa kanila. Dahil pag taas nila ng presyo, wala kang magagawa. Bibili ka na lang, 50 pesos na from 40. Anong magagawa mo? Dahil wala kang fallback, no? Wala kang option, wala kang wala kang cushion. Pero kung
Kaya
meron kang
yung
technology at pinapractice mo,
kaya yung backyard growing will be magandang tutukan. Kasi
correct,
hindi
correct, correct.
hindi yun yung mga kagamitan ng DMEG and all
Oo,
the
oo, oo. Pero
commercial
ang
fees,
prayer
no?
ko talaga, if they can support me to experiment on a commercial scale. Experiment lang naman, walang mawawala sa gobyerno. Then nandun yung project, nandun makikita nila, and they can monitor from the very beginning. Kasi who knows, pag nakita nila na effective pala, di pwede mo nang scale ng malaki-laki para mas malaki yung impact.
So, nag-uumpisa na ba kayo ng usap ng national agency?
Ang dami-dami ko nang
Department of Health?
kinakausap.
Oh,
Uh,
meron bang magandang kinakalabasan? O
well,
wala?
the usual, yeah, it's very good, encouraging, thank you, we'll get in touch with you. Ganun lang naman yan eh. You know what I'm saying. So, okay, no problem.
Baka kailangan ng PPP,
Ha?
Public-Private Partnership. Baka kasi
Siguro,
alam mo
pwede
naman
rin
yung
ganyan.
government kailangan ng budget, kailangan ng maraming pangangailangan to start something that is, not known to them yet.
Actually, they have the budget, Ma'am V. They
Ganun
have the
ba?
budget. Pero, I think it's the political will na lang. Kasi parang nakabox naman kasi pag nasa government. Ito lang yun eh. This is the protocol. Hindi tayo pwedeng umalis sa protocol dahil yung budget nandito lang. So, ganyan. Pero, if they can be, kaya nga nilang gumastos ng trillions of money on flood control na
Sabagay,
walang nangyayari. Ito pa
sabagay.
na merong proof of concept, no? Merong proof of concept kasi hindi to theory eh. Hindi to study na present ko sa aking masteral study on agriculture or doctorate on agriculture. Hindi. Hindi ako agriculturist, Ma'am V. Ang background ko is corporate. I manage businesses in Africa. Pero ito, practice ko kasi passion eh. So may proof of concept. May theory at may working application. Ano pa bang hahanapin mo?
Alam mo, yung mga kasama natin dito sa Zoomcast na ito ay kanya-kanyang expertise, no? So I would like to hear from the others. Please comment and or ask questions, and let us all learn together. I see Aryu, I see Oscar. Any comment, any question from you guys to expand our knowledge on this and how we can adopt it in implementation way? Hindi lang usap.
Sir, if it's okay po, can I ask question? Sir,
Yes,
regarding your um training, sir, kasi it seems like, yun nga po, di ba, lahat ng ingredients for the organic feed making is available naman po locally. Um, when someone wants to join your training, how do they do that, sir? Do you conduct it online, or um there is this like a video they can purchase or whatnot? Since most of our members po kasi comes from different regions, like Sir Ramon Ouy, he's from Bacolod, Miss Lisa Reiter is from here in Metro Manila, BGC, and whatnot. Because it's ano po it's very interesting. Actually, I do agree din po regarding dun sa BSF, kasi we at Harvest, aside from the secretariat po of this foundation, I work in for Harvest Agribusiness Corporation, sir. And we do look for option po kasi to have in the future to have our own production po ng black soldier fly. Though
BSF.
um before, here in our foundation, we have our speaker po last year. He was located naman, sir, in Pangasinan, sir. I don't know if you're familiar with Sir Bogs Peralta.
I've
So,
heard about him, yes.
he's practicing BSF as well, sir. So, yun,
Yes.
sir. First, is it possible, or how can we join? And then second, is it possible, sir, if let's say you partner, let's say, with a private company to expand this kind of knowledge to share with other farmers in the country, sir? Something like that po. Thank you po.
Okay. Let me comment on Pangasinan. I think Pangasinan is the leader now in terms of the expansion of the technology on black soldier fly. In fact, may isang municipality dyan sa Pangasinan, I forgot the name, na ang primary program nila, Ma'am V, in terms of cleaning bio-waste is black soldier fly. May ordinansa yung mayor doon o yung council na magdadala lahat ng empleyado ng munisipyo ng kanilang bio-waste every day. And then, at the end of the month, kung sino-sino yung pinakamalaki o pinakamaraming nadala na kitchen waste, for example, nabibigyan ng isang sakong bigas. So
Oh.
ganun ka-interesado yung munisipyo na I forgot but it's in Pangasinan, no? So sila talaga yung nasa forefront nung pag-educate at yung paano eco-culture o paano pina-farm ang black soldier fly. In fact, if you know Tom Arroyo, no, yung Tom Arroyo, I think yung journalist na nasa GMA7, he documented
Mhm.
that program in Pangasinan, and they even go beyond feeds. So nagluto sila ng chicharon na black soldier fly at pinakain kay Tom Arroyo. At first parang ayaw niya, pero later he tasted na it's so good. So ganyan ka okay ang black soldier fly. So I just want to reinforce the issue on black soldier fly in Pangasinan. Pero yung primary question in terms of training, so dito ang nag-sponsor ng training yung ATI, yung Agricultural Training Institute. Nagkumukuha sila ng mga farmer beneficiaries across all the region at dinadala nila dito. Ang training natin is DIY, do it yourself. Kasi there's no best way to learn something but to do it yourself. Ang approach ko dito is, kasi hindi ako agriculturist, hindi ako researcher, hindi ako theoretician, ako ay isang practitioner. So mas madadaling malaman nung farmer kung siya talagang gumagawa. Ginaguide ko lang, ito yung mga ingredients, ito yung paggawa, ito yung pag-process, ito yung pag-mix, ito yung pag-ferment, ito yung pag-label. So yun na process, hindi mo makukuha yan ng online, no? Hindi mo makukuha yan ng libro, hindi mo makukuha sa YouTube, dahil hindi mo ma-smell yung mga ingredients. Ito pala si Rami, ito pala si Copramil, ito pala si si ganito, si ganyan. Importante yung lahat ng senses natin na i-involve sa process para yung learning matindi, no? Very solid. So, every now and then, nagkakandak tayo ng training dito sa ating maliit na garden at usually ito ay sponsorship ng either DA or NIA or Agricultural Training Institute. I think you raised a question if I'm willing to partner with a private entity. Of course, any way possible that this can be spread all over the Philippines, I have no qualms about it. No? In fact, sa 27, pupunta ako ng Surigao City dahil magkakanda ako ng training, dadalhin ko yung mga machines ko. So very laborious dahil I have to bring my machines and show it to them. So I would prefer na dito. So pero kung merong private entity, for example, who would be convinced, no, at magiging supporter natin, no, sa technology at merong funding, ay nako, anyway possible, kakalat natin to sa buong Pilipinas. Huwag na sa buong mundo, buong Pilipinas lang muna. Merong question dito, ma'am, sa problems ng others sa ito yon,
Yes.
maganda to, merong problems sa chickens and pigs. Ito yung amazing, ma'am Viha, at si James ata ang nag-raise ng concern. Kung punta ka dito, hindi mo akalain na ang daming baboy, ang daming manok, pero walang langaw at walang amoy. Ano yung bottom line? Nasa pagkain. Dahil yung pagkain natin, plant-based and fermented. There's something in fermented products that flies don't like. There's something in fermented products that will not attract germs and bacteria. Kaya hindi bumabaho yung pig pen mo, hindi bumabaho yung manokan mo. Bottom line, nasa pagkain talaga. Even me, I thought it was just a theory that if you ferment and you're plant-based, no foul smell, no fly. I thought it was just a theory. 4 years ago when I started this journey. But when I tested it, sabi ko, hala, totoo pala to. Pala, no? Parang amazing. Even me, myself, I have to convince myself that it's not true. But I've proven many times over for the past 4 years na it's true. Walang amoy. May amoy, of course, no foul smell. Barely you can see a fly inside my garden with all the pigs and all the chickens.
Wait, may I interrupt? I think it's 9 o'clock and the formal session should end before we go to the informal session. And so, Vivian, yung ating certificate of appreciation, pwede ba nating ibigay na muna kay Sir Oliver? And then we can continue our very, very interesting discussion.
In behalf of Agribusiness and Countryside Development Foundation, of its special partners, senior special partners, and individual members, we present the certificate of appreciation to Mr. Oliver Terrante for his invaluable support in advocacy and promotion of agribusiness and countryside development, for his commendable and unselfish services rendered to this foundation as our resource speaker at its ninth online session of 2026, given this 19th day of May 2026 in Pasig City, Philippines. Signed by our chairman, Mr. Ernesto Ordonez, and our president, Sir Julius Barcelona. Once again, sir, thank you so much for giving
Yeah.
us your time